In the month of May, I took a social media break and deleted the apps that I really like on my phone, my Instagram, my Facebook, Pinterest. I froze my WhatsApp, and the reason I did that was to just spend more time with people around me and more time with God and less time on social media. And the first 3 days of that fast, I can tell you, they were very difficult because I'm so used to picking up my phone. I'm so used to mindlessly scrolling or even just going to my phone when there is no notification. And that was what I was doing for the first 3 days of that fast. I was picking my phone even though there was no notification, and then I would realize, oh, Instagram is not here, Facebook is not here. And I want us to have that conversation. I want us to ask ourselves, are we addicted to our Instagrams, to our Snapchats, to Twitter, to these things? Are we addicted to whatever we get on social media? And on set today, I have yet another special guest so that we could talk about this. The book of Esther chapter 4 verse 14 says that Mordecai told Esther, perhaps you are born for such a time as this. And I don't want us to think that this conversation is about demonizing social media and telling you to delete it, but it's about how can we steward and moderately use social media and even use it to glorify God. So I'm going to give my special guest chance to introduce himself, and then we'll get into this topic.
Thank you very much. My name is NGURE GAKERA. I'm first a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm really trying to learn more about him in his word, so I'm also a student of the Bible. Okay. I come from Sotik. I help Pastor Emmanuel BC Sotik as one of the pastors there. But I have a background in nursing, so this is a calling that I am doing right now. Yeah.
Nice to know that. So you first thought you'd go into medicine, but who is God?
Yeah, never thought that this is the direction that God is calling me into.
Yeah. How are you finding it so far?
It's awesome. I think it's a journey of learning to trust in God. Yeah.
Love to hear that. So how do you feel about our topic today? Do you feel ready to talk
about I'm excited for it.
Okay.
I think it's one of the real issues right now.
Okay.
So asante sana for the opportunity.
Okay. So we will dive right into it. If you are a new subscriber, please subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming to view this video today. So NGURE, what's your favorite app? First of all, which apps are you on? Like which social media apps are you on, and which is your favorite? Maybe ukiamka, that's where you go first, or
I think I'm in almost all of them except Snapchat and stuff. I'm mostly active in WhatsApp and IG, but I love IG more than I do WhatsApp.
Why?
And the reason is I love the features there. Yeah, when I want to do a video there are more features which are easy to handle there.
Okay, so it's because of the videos.
Yeah, really easy use. The features are really easy to use to make any video you'd want.
Okay. So similar to you, I also love Instagram so much.
Awesome.
But my reason is very different. I think for me, I love the aesthetics there, the nice pictures that people post there. And then Instagram almost makes you think that everyone on Instagram is like rich because the pictures are always, so for me the attraction is the pictures that are posted there. They're always nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So now let's get into the deep stuff. Do you think social media is a good thing, or do you think it's a bad thing, and why?
So we first get what social media is.
Yeah.
It's a platform.
Yeah.
It's a platform to connect and to share content.
Exactly.
Is it bad? Is it good? It's neutral. You can use it for anything you want to. So it's kind of a neutral platform that is just there, but you can choose to make good use of it or go with the flow of the bad things that are in there.
Yeah. And what I'm also hearing is that just like any other thing, there are so many things, like relationships are a good thing, but we've perverted them. What else? Money is a good thing, but we sometimes use it for a bad thing. So what I'm hearing you say is that social media is actually not bad in itself or very good in itself. It's whose hands is it in, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know the science of behind addiction? The science of why do we go to our phones and just no one has texted you or anything? Maybe you're just talking with someone. You just pick your phone and you're always like this. No one is texting you. There is no notification. You're just scrolling. I think some of our viewers do not understand the science behind it. So maybe you could
and
elaborate
interestingly, this could be one of the reasons why someone is actually watching this video right now, because then there is the urge to get to see what's happening out there.
Yeah.
So just a little bit background from science.
Okay.
We get to learn that our brains have neurochemicals. Interestingly, one of them is dopamine, which is like a reward for ourselves whenever we've done something or achieved something.
Yeah.
So it actually we actually wired in a way that whenever we get new information or something, we get the reward. So that next time we are motivated to learn something newer. Yeah. So there is an overriding of this system. Yeah. So that instead of keeping you in balance, you are hyper stimulated. Now you think the next news is the next second. So you just keep scrolling on your phone. Yeah. Checking the next news is a good idea, but then when our systems are overridden, then it's a bit challenging, because then you're stuck on your phone, keep thinking that as you scroll, you'll bump into something new, something fresh, something more interesting.
I can really relate to that. Yeah.
And so some people have actually found that an average young adult would spend at least solid 4 hours per day on phone. Yeah, even though you are just getting nothing, but your mind is fixated in a way that you think there is something new in the next scroll. Someone must have texted me in the next scroll. Or actually I'm missing out something today, so let me check out on that. So that's how we end up in this chain where we are addicted now to our gadgets.
We are chasing something that will never catch. We think it's in the next one.
Sadly, when you even get the news right now, you want the next one. So it's like an endless circle that has no end.
And how do you think someone can get in control of now this endless circle? How can they be aware and help themselves not to always be, what's the next big thing, what's the next nice thing, what's the next exciting thing?
I think that's the reason why I'm very excited for this opportunity, because we get to create awareness that being stuck on phone is not okay. Replacing our solid physical friendships and interaction with other people with meeting people virtually is not okay. So first starts with the awareness that whatever we are doing right now, the loop we are in is not okay. And so we get to see that there is a better way to approach this habit. And one of them is to realize that this was never meant to replace our normal interactions with other people. Even though we are likely to go that direction, but this is not the real thing. This is, I mean, we are supposed to keep in touch. You can imagine a globe where people are constantly keeping in touch, which is a good idea, but then it's turning people in the villages to be worlds apart. Connecting me and someone who is miles away, but distancing me with my neighbor here. So I think there is a negative way that comes with that. So we are to get ourselves into a position where we seek the common good out of this. Sure, keeping in touch with one another is a good idea, but how about we do that with moderation? Some people, I think this is maybe something that can be easy to follow. Some people have scheduled times for them to go online. Maybe someone will say, at 8 a.m. I'll check my tweets, and then the next time I'll do that is midday, so that I have enough time to do other things, meet other people, connect with real people.
And then there's something you've mentioned. I also had someone talk about it. You've said that we are in the same village, but we are miles apart, because you're on your phone, I am on your phone, he's on his phone, And what social media does also is that girl was saying, it creates a marriage. You think you have many friends, like on Facebook, you think you have 3,000 friends, but actually you do not. Your real friend is the one seated next to you, but you're not looking at them. You're actually thinking that you have these 5,000 people who do not even know you. They just know you from what you post, and that is sometimes not even the real you, which is very, very dangerous. And speaking about that, NGURE, how can Christians guard their heart guard their heart from content that they consume? Because sometimes whatever is posted, maybe the same way you've said that someone says, I'll go online from 8 to 9, right? But now what are they going to consume also? Isn't that something that we should talk about? Yeah, so content consumption.
And I think even approaching that from a broader perspective is understanding that there is the virtual me and then there's the real me. Now this is talking about us versus our Christianity, our Christian faith. When I'm online, or wherever I am on the social media.
Interrupt you. You started with there is the virtual you and the real you.
Yes.
So what do you mean? Do you mean there's like the fake you or?
No. So the real self is who I am outside the social media platforms.
Okay.
My real character before I get it online.
Yes.
And then the virtual me is whatever I have curated to represent me.
Okay.
For example, my username there might not be my real name.
Yeah.
Whatever I've described about the things that I love might actually not be the things that I actually love. The picture that I've posted where I live might not be exactly where I actually live. Yes. So it's very important for us to understand that there is a likelihood for us to portray ourselves differently. Yeah, and rightly so, because the virtual us is not the real us.
Yeah.
And we are likely to manipulate a few things to represent ourselves in a given way that might not be who we really are. Yeah. And so for Christians, it's even a temptation to do a few things virtually because you don't have real people there. Yeah. And I think this may have caught our attention when someone has been doing things virtually, maybe slandering people virtually, using accounts that are not real and all that, and yet coming to the real self, it's someone who actually claims to be a believer. So I feel it's important for us to understand that whoever we represent virtually, we actually should try as much as possible to be the real us there virtually. Yeah, because if we are to influence other people using the social media, we can't do that by representing us in ways that are not the real. Yeah. So I feel that should be the first step. And secondly, realizing, just like we had said, this is like a neutral platform. Yeah. Of course, we live in a world where John chapter 1 describes it this way: Jesus, as the true light, is coming to a world that is filled with darkness. Now, we don't assume that the social media platform is not any dark at all. Yeah. And that would actually inform us this way, that it's like we're going to a battle. But you can imagine someone going to a battle without any equipment for war, any tools. and that is anyone who will go online without having guards against everything that is happening there. Yeah. Things are going according to the flow of the world, which is against God. So if we are to go there and be there rightly, we have to get our guards on, knowing that there are things there that are not meant for us to consume. Even though we actually are likely to bump into them, they are not meant for us. So just having the rails around ourselves to control what we do virtually.
Now let's get personal. Have you ever been in that situation where you've unfollowed someone, or you've done something practical to guard yourself from whatever someone posted or from whatever content you bumped into?
Sure. And some of them were very unplanned or very unintentional. It's not like you actually go virtually to get something that's not okay, but for some reason, because of course we've talked about the influence of the world and how things are going. You are there doing stuff virtually, and then for some reason there are things that are suggested to you, but then if you are not well standing to guard yourself against that, that's how easily you are carried away. And even looking at the science again behind that is, these things are appealing to us. These things are inviting you to get into them. So that's how easily someone is lured into that. And I think this is where we also should give a small side note for parents who would want to introduce their children to gadgets. Because I think social media and tech go hand in hand. They should do so knowing that whatever is there is not only neutral but biased already. Majority of the people and the kind of content uploaded there is biased towards the negative already. And kids don't have the ability to control themselves like adults do. So then it is for us to know kids are not supposed to be in such a platform already. Of course I understand maybe things are changing really fast, but I think it's also our responsibility not to guard ourselves only, but also to guard them that are under us.
Coming generations. So I want us to talk about identity. When sometimes we post pictures, and I've also been a victim of that. I post a picture, and when it gets likes that are less than maybe 100, less than 50, less than 20. Maybe I'm used to 50 likes, and today I've gotten 23 likes. Maybe yesterday I had 500 followers. Today morning I woke up, I have 439 followers. And maybe my identity was fixed on that, and I'll start asking myself, why have they unfollowed? Why have they not liked this picture? Is the dress not nice? Is my makeup not this? Is my fitting? You know, all these things. People are getting their identity from social media. Can you just maybe just talk about that?
And I feel it's okay.
And talk to someone who is rooted in the likes, the followers. That's where their affirmation comes from.
I feel it's okay to take it back kidogo, back to the science behind this. That whenever you get likes, the body rewards you with dopamine. So you'll want more likes to get more dopamine to feel much better. Which is why even for someone, for example, who has received like 10k likes today, tomorrow 10k is not enough. They'll actually want more than that. And another reality is we as human beings are kind of in the pursuit of our identity. What I most resonate well with. So when we tie ourselves to what other people do to make us happy, we are lured into the temptation to think that now that's my identity. So I want to present myself, differently or in a more acceptable way for people to like me more and all that. And in the end, you get yourself identifying with something that is actually passing away. This is not something that would have defined you, let's say 10 years ago. Come on, even next year, this is not actually something that will actually get to define you. So you're tying your identity on something that is like mist. It's actually passing away. Some people have done researches, and it suggested, about 78k researches, that there is a connection between use of social media and rise in the cases of mental health issues. And I mean, understandably so, because if we tie our identity to how other people perceive about ourselves, when they no longer appreciate us well enough, it affects us to the core. And so we are affected knowing that, maybe we are not accepted, things like that. So here's what we tell each other as Christians, that our true identity is tied in God. Our value is given to us by God. It's not even something that we develop in ourselves. God gives that to us. We are valuable because we are made in the image of God. So because God has made us, we are thus valuable. Even when no one has actually appreciated you for anything, you're valuable in your heart because your value comes from God. And we do well to remind ourselves this, so that this is part of guarding ourselves. We're guarding ourselves against every deception of the enemy, that the world looks at you this way. When truly God affirms in His word that He knew you even before you were formed. Even before you were fashioned, He actually knew everything about you. So He only can define who you are. So it's fair enough for us to remind ourselves that our value, our identity is in Christ Jesus. And so we are to live knowing that our value is not affected by things that are passing. Things that are here today and are not there tomorrow should not really define who we are. Yes.
And still connected to that, what about these people who compare themselves with maybe their peers, or with, of course, maybe my value is not in my likes, but I can see NGURE is my age mate. NGURE, we went to school together. NGURE is getting 10k likes and I'm getting 100k likes. And there is that issue of comparison. So as much as you're also encouraging us about finding our value in Christ and all that, how can we deal with comparing ourselves with people on social media?
Someone put it this way, that comparison is the killer of joy. For example, I might be happy with whatever I'm having. until I meet you. And then realizing that whatever I'm having is lesser compared to yours, or you're thriving more than I do. So it's also important for us to realize that our joy is not defined relative to what other people experience. In life we'll always have people who are more better than you, ahead in life more than you are. So it's okay for us to know that we are to appreciate God for what he's doing even for them. And I think that's the place of humility, appreciating that there are people who are already ahead of where you are, and knowing that it is God who has rightly put them at that very moment, and that in as much as we actually may never get there, but there is something already that God is doing here. So when we compare ourselves with others, we end up losing whatever we are holding on our hands. So it's only fair enough for us to, in place of prayer, ask God to fill our hearts with self-contentment, and gratitude for whatever we have in our hands already.
And there's something also is that most times whatever we see on social media, if I post a picture and you come and see it, I don't think many people post their low moments. Everyone always posts their nice things. And so we get to a point where you compare someone highlight reels of maybe 5 minutes or one day with your whole life. You think that is their whole life. You think that they are always living that way. But they also might have low moments that they've not posted. So I think we should also remind ourselves, as much as we are comparing, everyone has their highs and lows. Maybe they're also looking at you and they are saying, this girl or this man has this and this. So the way you've said that comparison is really a killer of joy.
And I think also what we had said previously, that whatever people portray virtually, most times is not who they are truly.
True. Now, about how we put ourselves out there virtually. Privacy and what do they normally call it? Privacy and putting something private and public. So when you post, like for me, I posted my wedding photos, right? So, and I also posted my relationship. I've posted my parents. I've posted my graduation. There are people who say that you shouldn't post your success. You shouldn't post too much. Others say whether you post it or not, if the relationship is going to end, it will end. Whether you post it or not, if you're going to succeed or fail. Yes, NGURE. So where do you lie? Do you lie on you post whatever you want to post or keep it private? Which group are you?
So one of the places where I get a good perspective of that is Colossians 1:16 and 17. That everything that there is has been made through Jesus Christ and for Jesus Christ. And that rightly includes the social media platform. So that begs the question, what motive do you have for whatever you're doing there? If we are to do this for God, that begs the question, what motivates me to do that? Do I have really to do that? What greater good will this achieve? Now here's the point. If we are driven by self motives, selfish motives, that I'm posting this because then I need more likes, or I need to show my peers how I'm thriving, I need to show them that thought I'll never succeed where I am right now. That's a bad motive already. But if we are to do everything to portray the beauty and glory of God, then that's a right direction already. If we are to do that to influence others by sharing the gospel through whatever we do, that's a right motive already. And of course, even when we are doing things with the right motives, we still have to remind ourselves that there might be a time where we are easily lured to veer off that track. And now, whenever of course you're doing something for God, and then you start receiving 5k likes, and then you start identifying yourself with your many followers and all that, and so you start glorifying yourself instead of glorifying God. So even when we are doing that for the sake of God and to reach out to other people, we do well to remind ourselves that this is not for us. It's for a greater good, for the glory of God, and also to reach other people through that platform.
So let me challenge you a little bit there. So you've said, if I post something, I tell myself I'm posting for the glory of God. For example, if I post a picture of myself just looking nice, how would that glorify God? Because someone is hearing that whatever you post should glorify God, so they think you should just be posting John 3:16.
Yeah.
Should just be posting, verses. So how can a picture of Ngure just dressed nicely there, how can that picture glorify God?
I mean, that simple picture might as well be reflecting how self-contented I am with God, and how I am enjoying whatever God has given me at that very. I mean, there's no aspect of I'm doing this against the other person.
Yeah,
it is me expressing what God is doing through me for other people. Doing, showing forth whatever God has put around me for His glory and for the good of other people. I feel that's a good direction already. Of course, not that of course everything should be John 3:16, but everything has to reflect the majesty of God. I mean, look at a picture of a flower, for example. That simply portrays that we have a creative designer who brought this forth out of nothing. Here is a beautiful thing for us to enjoy and glorify Him. Even a reminder for us that this did not make itself. This is a handwork of God. So I think that way.
Makes sense. It does make sense. And I've really loved the point. I think that's for me, that's the takeaway, the motive. Why are you posting whatever you're posting? Maybe is your motive ill, or is it God glorifying? So Ngure, how can Christians, and even some people are watching and maybe they're not yet Christians, but how can young people use social media, like practically use social media in a way that honors God? How can they do that? I think maybe you can use examples that how you personally do that.
I think it's okay to remind ourselves that this is here to stay. This is not going anywhere. So we better think about the greater good that we shall harness out of this. One of the useful things that I have found is virtual fellowships, for example. Small story. Back a few months ago, one of us in a fellowship was unwell, and it was so urgent that within a few minutes there was a referral elsewhere. And you can imagine with those few minutes, someone had organized a virtual prayer meeting. So you can imagine you are unwell, but there's a community of people who have gathered virtually from wherever they are, praying for you and encouraging you and those people around you. So I think there's really a greater good. Remember Genesis 50, where the brothers to Joseph are selling him down to Egypt, not knowing that through this very evil act, God is working out something big. And this is exactly what's happening even on the social media platform, that the enemy will want to sabotage every other good thing here. But then, even through this very thing that the enemy intends would bring down our Christian faith, God is still working out something beautiful. For example, how we encourage each other. There are people who encourage us through WhatsApp status and all that. There are people who make beautiful reels and all that, encouraging one another even to attend church services, doing recaps and highlights for whatever happened during the sermon time. So there is always a greater way for us to use this platform for the glory of God. Even take it, for example, how right now I'm able to reach out to someone and share with them the love of God just where I am right now. Of course we are to go because the harvest is ready. But sometimes the harvest is ready virtually. We just have to avail ourselves there and asking God for wisdom to know how well to do. But again, a small disclaimer. Virtual sessions, the virtual platform should not in any way replace our real coming together of brethren. It's like support systems, but not the real thing. Because then there's
sorry, let me just interrupt you. It's also the same thing as you can't just say you're evangelizing through your phone. You have to go out.
This is not a substitute for you having a coffee time with someone and experiencing real life with them. This could be a way of supporting what you're doing, but not to replace the real deal. So everyone who is going to church virtually, next Sunday just go to church.
Some of my friends would normally tell me, today I did not go to church, but I had attended an online service, which is not bad, but I think people are judge.
We're now knowing better. Next weekend at church.
Next weekend at church. Church. So are those like the only practical, or is there any other?
I think pretty much that.
Yes. I've really loved the one on virtual fellowship and virtual meeting. Yes. So Ngure, thank you so much for coming. I think we are going to end this conversation here, unless you have something else that is burning, that you're saying you must tell these people this before you step out?
Yeah, just a reminder of what we've been saying. This is a platform that has been created through Jesus Christ and for Jesus Christ. Whatever we do virtually, let that honor God. But asante sana for this opportunity.
Asante pia, thank you so much for coming and sharing your knowledge. May God bless you and continue using you, even as you are now Pastor NGURE. I used to know you as NGURE, but now you are Pastor NGURE.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Guys, I will end this conversation here. Please take time and ask yourself, how are you using social media? Are you using it to glorify God? What's your motive behind whatever you post? Ask yourself, if the Holy Spirit was there, would you post what you're posting? There's something you've mentioned before we end. There's something you've mentioned I've really loved. What the enemy meant for evil, God turns it around. And there are days actually that has happened to me. I've wanted to post something, maybe a verse, maybe an encouragement, maybe, and something tells me you don't have to post it. And I tell myself, if people can use social media to post pornography, if people can use social media to post whatever, why can't I use it to post things for God, right? So
sure.
Thank you for that reminder, NGURE. Please subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share this video, put your comments down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.